All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we are going way back.
Back in time.
Yeah, back to 1999. Like, can you even imagine? Dot-com bubble, everyone on dial-up, and Amazon's just this, like, online bookstore, making some noise, but
Just getting started.
exactly. So you guys sent in a ton of sources on Amazon from that year, and the big one, of course, is Jeff Bezos's letter to shareholders,
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
paired with some pretty insightful analyst notes from back then, too.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Right, exactly. So we're going to dig into all that, see how Amazon saw its own, like, crazy growth.
It was explosive growth.
It really was. And, hopefully get some clues about how they built this massive success story.
Yeah, it's not just nostalgia. It's about understanding, like, the DNA of Amazon.
Yeah.
Back when e-commerce was barely a thing.
Oh, for sure. And you know what gets me? Like, right off the bat in this letter, Bezos drops this phrase, you know it, Earth's most customer-centric company.
It's iconic now.
It really is. But in 99, that was audacious.
So bold.
Totally.
Especially for a company that, they had this mind-blowing 169% sales growth, but they were still operating in the red.
169%.
It's wild.
That's insane growth. But no profits, huh? Can you imagine being an investor back then? Would you have held on?
Oh, it's easy to say, of course, now,
Right.
knowing what we know.
With hindsight, yeah.
But back then, it was a total gamble.
Yeah, it was a risk.
Bezos was playing the long game, totally prioritizing market dominance over those immediate returns.
He had this vision, right?
Yeah, like owning the e-commerce space would just inevitably lead to profit.
It would just happen.
Exactly.
So there's this great anecdote in the letter.
Oh, yeah, I love this one.
It's like the Stanford student asks Bezos,
What does owning Amazon stock even mean?
yeah, like, what am I actually buying into here?
Such a good question.
It is. And Bezos' answer is key. He says, and I'm quoting here, you own a piece of the leading e-commerce platform, not just a retailer.
Not just books.
Yeah, it's way bigger.
This is infrastructure, the foundation for something huge.
And that platform thinking, that's what's so important. It foreshadows AWS, the marketplace, even Prime.
Totally. You can see the seeds of that.
Like the blueprint for their future dominance.
Absolutely. But it wasn't all just theory. Like in 99, they were launching all these initiatives.
Oh, yeah.
Auctions, V-shops for small businesses, toys, electronics, even this wireless thing called Amazon.
Amazon.
Anywhere.
Yeah, remember that.
Some of those, like the marketplace, obviously stuck around.
Became massive.
Huge. But others, like Amazon Anywhere, not so much.
Not every experiment works.
Nope.
But that's what's so interesting about Amazon. They were willing to experiment, throw stuff at the wall, and see what stuck.
It was like a constant evolution.
Right. This constant experimentation plus Bezos' focus on operational excellence, that's what set them apart.
Yeah, it wasn't just about growth.
He was obsessed with refining processes, driving efficiency.
And ultimately delivering that, like, seamless customer experience.
That's the key. And he actually links those two in the letter. Like, it wasn't just making things better internally, it was how those internal improvements directly made the customer experience better.
Faster delivery, smoother transactions.
Lower costs.
All stemming from this operational excellence obsession.
It's pretty impressive. And get this, in 1999, 22% of their sales were already coming from outside the U.S.
They were already global.
I know. Their UK and Germany sites were like major players in Europe already.
Which is wild because to a lot of people, they were still just that online bookstore.
Right. But they were becoming this global force.
And they were strategic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Bezos talks about focusing on markets that traditional retailers weren't serving well.
Yeah.
Recognizing that global potential of e-commerce way early on.
Yeah, they weren't just copying the U.S. model, they were adapting.
Building a global presence.
So smart. And they weren't doing it all alone either. The letter mentions partnerships, like that one with drugstore.com.
Oh, yeah, that's a good example.
Again, that platform mindset, using their infrastructure to help other businesses.
But there's a catch. Bezos was very clear. Partners had to share that customer obsession.
It wasn't just about, like, scaling up.
It had to be the right fit, culturally.
Okay, so you ready for one of my favorite lines from the letter?
Hit me with it.
Bezos says, the current online shopping experience is the worst it will ever be.
Classic Bezos.
So optimistic, even when talking about the, like, clunky dial-up world of 99.
He believed in the future of e-commerce.
Totally. And you know what? Looking back, it's kind of mind-blowing how much he got right.
Faster internet, mobile devices.
Personalized recommendations.
Where?
Things we take for granted now were just like glimmers on the horizon back then. Could any of us have imagined how good it would actually get?
It's a great question for the listener.
It is. It is. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about, going from dial-up to where we are now. But back in '99, there was this big question looming over Amazon. Like, when would they actually make money?
Right. Everyone was watching their bottom line. Did they have a path to profit? And Bezos, he actually addresses this head on in the letter.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Lays out this plan to, and I'm quoting here, drive toward profitability in each and every business we're in.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He's talking margin improvement, cost leverage, operational efficiency.
The nitty-gritty.
Yeah, the nuts and bolts of making money. But here's what's interesting. He balances that with this need for growth. It's not one or the other, it's both.
That's a tricky balance.
It really is. It's like he's saying, we're going to be smart about spending, but we're not slowing down.
Like walking a tightrope, right?
Yeah, exactly. Grow too fast, you burn through all your cash.
But too much focus on profits.
Yeah.
And you might miss out on huge opportunities.
You could get left behind.
And this is something, a lot of growth companies struggle with.
It's a classic dilemma.
Do you go all in on expansion, or do you play it safe and focus on the short-term gains?
Tough call. But Amazon in '99, they were clearly leaning towards aggressive growth.
They were going for it.
And, hindsight's 2020. It seems like it worked out for them.
Big time.
But it was risky, right? What if those investments hadn't panned out?
A big what if.
I mean, would we even be talking about Amazon today?
Totally changes the whole landscape.
It really does. But what's clear? Their willingness to take those risks, their commitment to the long game.
And that unwavering focus on the customer.
Yeah, that's huge. It all played a role in their success.
It's the foundation.
And those core values, those guiding principles, they haven't changed. It's like Bezos laid out the company's DNA in that '99 letter.
The blueprint.
Exactly. And, that's why we dig into these old documents, right? To understand how successful companies tackled challenges.
Learn from the past.
See if there are any lessons we can apply today.
Totally. So thinking about our listeners, someone interested in, Amazon's journey, what jumps out to you as a key takeaway from this letter?
One thing that really struck me was this emphasis on tipping points.
Oh, yeah. Bezos talks about that.
He believed that Amazon had reached this stage where their platform was so powerful it could launch new businesses faster and with a higher chance of success.
Than anyone else.
Yeah, like they had this unfair advantage almost.
And that was in '99.
I know, right?
Imagine how much more powerful that platform is today.
Oh my gosh, it's mind-boggling.
It really underscores the importance of building that strong foundation. Once you have that platform in place, the potential is almost limitless.
It's like the snowball effect.
The more you build, the faster you can grow.
More opportunities just keep opening up.
Another thing that resonated with me was Bezos' focus on partnerships.
Yeah, he talks a lot about that.
He saw them as this way to rapidly expand what Amazon could offer, but in a way that was still customer-centric and cost-effective.
And they've continued to do that, right? Like the marketplace, collaborations with companies like Whole Foods.
So many examples.
It's a good reminder that even the biggest companies, they can't do everything themselves.
Partnerships allow you to leverage strengths, reach new markets.
Makes sense. And speaking of reaching new markets, it's wild to think that Amazon was already thinking globally in '99.
22% of sales outside the U.S., remember?
I know, it's crazy.
They were deliberately targeting underserved markets, building a strong presence in places like Europe.
They understood that e-commerce was global, even way back then.
Really forward-thinking.
So, knowing what we know now about Amazon's trajectory, are there any other, nuggets from this '99 letter that seem especially insightful? What stands out to you?
I keep coming back to that line about the online shopping experience being the worst it will ever be.
Yeah, that's a classic.
So Bezos, right. He acknowledges how clunky online shopping was in '99, but he's so optimistic about the future of e-commerce.
He talks about faster internet, richer content, mobile devices.
And he nailed it.
He really did.
I mean, the online shopping experience has completely transformed.
It's unbelievable how far we've come.
It really is.
Yeah.
But what gets me is his foresight.
He could see the future. He understood how technology would shape retail. He wasn't just reacting to changes, he was anticipating them.
Building a company that could thrive in that future.
And then that's a crucial difference, right?
It's the difference between being a follower and being a leader.
Amazon wasn't just building an online bookstore. They were building a platform that could adapt and evolve.
They were playing the long game.
And that's a huge lesson for any business, right?
Absolutely. Anticipate change, adapt, innovate.
That's the key to long-term success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So, as we're wrapping up our exploration of Amazon in 1999, what's like the one thing you hope our listener takes away from this deep dive?
For me, success isn't just like an accident. It's built on, a clear vision
Hmm.
and a laser focus on the customer
Hmm.
and that willingness to, take those big swings, to invest for the long haul.
Not be afraid to fail.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even like giants, Amazon, they started somewhere. You know, it all began with the simple idea, like an online bookstore, but with this huge ambition.
With this like world-changing potential.
Right, exactly. It's really a testament to the power of entrepreneurship, innovation, and, just that constant pursuit of excellence.
Hmm.
And speaking of excellence, I'd love to hear from our listeners out there. What stood out to you in Bezos's 1999 letter? What seemed like unremarkable then, but really resonates now, knowing how Amazon's story unfolded?
Yeah, what are those hidden gems that we maybe missed?
Yeah, those little clues.
It's always fascinating to look back,
Yeah.
and see how things actually played out. I wonder, maybe we'll revisit this topic another 25 years and see how much more Amazon has evolved.
Oh, that's a great idea. We should put a pin in that.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll leave you with that challenge to go back, revisit Bezos's words, and see what new insights emerge.
Yeah, put on your 1999 glasses.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Amazon's 1999 shareholder letter. It's been a fun one.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
And keep diving deep.